Hi, my name is Jack Martin. Today I will be analyzing the speech codes theory and how it applies to Steve Jobs' commencement address to Stanford University in 2005. First, I think my audience will benefit from this because Jobs is speaking to a graduating class in one of the most prestigious universities in the country. I think the speech gives us plenty to look into. I think the themes, cultural values, and the specific speech codes that Steve Jobs uses to convey his message is something worth analyzing and diving into. First, I want to define speech codes theory. This theory was developed by Gary Phillipson in the late 1900s. It is the framework, foundation, and rules of how language and communication functions within different cultures and social groups. Now, with that being said, the social groups that this artifact falls under is Stanford University as a whole. Now, with Steve Jobs being a Stanford alum, he can directly relate to these newly graduated students. Now, before I deeply analyze this artifact, I want to refer to a passage in the speech codes theory by Gary Phillipson, the dad at the dinner table example. In my opinion, we can loosely correlate this example with Steve Jobs' speech. The example in the passage mentions the expectation of power the dad might communicate to his kids at the table without saying a word. Now, I think this can relate to Steve Jobs' commencement address because of the power and influence Steve Jobs has before even approaching the podium. I think there is a shared understanding amongst the college graduates that Jobs is an intelligent man, which builds the cultural continuity amongst that group. Now, to Steve Jobs' speech, as I listen to the speech, the thing that stands out to me the most is his inspiration through authority. This theme can be tied back to the dad at the dinner table example of how a person of authority can have a commanding presence over a group of people. In speech codes theory, authority is constructed through shared cultural understandings of a speaker's credibility, and the fact that Steve Jobs is considered as one of the best businessmen in history, his credibility is definitely felt through the audience. Now, the quote I want to analyze from this address is as follows. "I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have happened to me." This quote delivers a sense of individualism and self-actualization in his message. Not only is this a message of inspiration, but is a speech code regarding failure and how it is necessary to succeed. Jobs would go on to talk about his struggles with cancer and other complications in his life, and thus the inspiration through failure message Steve Jobs is conveying, and why it is so easily able to communicate with the new Stanford graduates. I think it's no secret that these students have struggled with themselves on their journey to graduation or in the future, and I think Jobs does a great job of reflecting the values and practices that truly define a Stanford graduate, thus being in his social group. And to conclude, speech codes theory is a foundation of how a culture or social group communicates with one another. This theory was very evident in Steve Jobs' commencement address to Stanford University in 2005, and I hope my analysis was able to provide a better understanding of how this theory applies to the speech.